Hello, my name is Leo. I'm 25 years old and I'm from Germany. Today I want to tell you a story. It's a true story. It's about how I learned English in just 3 months. Maybe you think it's impossible, but it really happened. Before those 3 months, I knew almost nothing. Maybe a few words like hello and thank you. I couldn't make a sentence. I couldn't read English. I couldn't watch a movie without subtitles. English looked very difficult to me. I thought English was only for smart people, or for people who study for many years. I had no hope. But one day, something changed. I saw a video on YouTube. A boy from my country was speaking English very well. He said he learned English in 3 months. I was surprised. I asked myself, if he can do it, maybe I can too. That night, I made a decision. I didn't want to learn like school. I didn't want boring books. I wanted to learn in a new way. In this story, I will tell you everything I did, day by day, step by step. If you want to learn English fast, this story is for you. Part 1. The first day, start with small things. I didn't know where to start. There were so many videos and apps. But I started simple. First, I took a small notebook. On the top, I wrote, my goal, learn English in 3 months. I made a rule for myself, study 30 minutes every day. Not too much, but every day, no breaks. On the first day, I opened YouTube. I searched English for beginners. I found many videos. One was only 5 minutes. A nice English teacher said, hello, my name is Emma. I am your teacher. I listened again and again. I said it out loud, hello, my name is Leo. It was hard. My tongue didn't move well. But that was okay. I was just starting. That day, I only learned 5 sentences. Then I downloaded an app called Duolingo. It was like a game. I used it 10 minutes a day. It taught me easy words like apple, dog, boy, girl, eat, drink. When I gave the right answer, I got stars. I felt happy. It was not boring like school. At night, I did something else. I listened to a song. The song was Let It Be by the Beatles. I found the lyrics and read them. I wrote the meaning of every line. Then I sang with the music. I didn't understand everything, but I felt good. It was fun. I was learning something new. That was my first day. Very simple and really fun. No grammar rules, no stress, just listening, speaking, and enjoying. Before I went to sleep, I said to myself, Leo, you started today. Now don't stop. Part 2. My first week. After the first day, I felt happy. I didn't do anything big, but I started. That was the most important thing. I told myself, I will not stop now. I want to speak English. I want to understand people. I want to change my life. So, I made a small plan for my first week. My goal was simple: learn 10 new words every day and speak 5 sentences every day. That was all. I continued watching the same YouTube teacher. Her name was Emma. I liked her because she spoke slowly. She smiled. Her English was easy to understand. Every morning, I watched one video from her channel. The videos were short, about 5 to 10 minutes. After each video, I repeated the sentences out loud. On day 2, I learned to say, hi, how are you? I am fine, thank you. What is your name? My name is Leo. Nice to meet you. I said these sentences again and again while walking in my room. I didn't care if I sounded strange. I knew that practice makes me better. Then I took my notebook. On one page, I wrote the 10 new words of the day. For example, table, chair, book, pen, water, teacher, school, friend, happy, sad. I wrote the English word then the meaning in German. I also made one simple sentence for each word. For example, pen, I have a pen. Friend, my friend is nice. Water, I drink water. I didn't worry about mistakes. I just tried. Every evening, I opened Duolingo and practiced for 10 minutes, sometimes 15. It felt like a game. I liked it. But the best part of the week was this. I started talking to myself in English. Yes, I talked to myself. When I woke up, I said, "Good morning. I am Leo. I want to learn English today." When I made coffee, I said, "This is a cup. This is hot. I like coffee." When I looked outside, I said, "The sky is blue. The sun is bright." It was funny, but it helped so much. I started to think in English, not only translate from German. On day 5, I recorded my voice. I took my phone and I said, "Hello, my name is Leo. I am 25 years old. I am from Germany. I like learning English. Every day I practice. I want to speak English very well." When I listened to my voice, I laughed. I sounded strange, but I was proud because before this week, I couldn't say anything. On day 6, I watched a cartoon in English. It was Peppa Pig. Yes, it's for kids, but it was perfect for me. The words were easy. The sentences were short. I listened and understood a few things. That made me happy. I watched one episode every day, only 5 minutes. First with subtitles, then without. Day 7 came. 1 week already. I looked back and saw my progress. I learned over 70 new words. I made more than 50 sentences. I could introduce myself. I could understand some words in a cartoon. I felt more confident. I said to myself, "Leo, this is just 1 week. Imagine what you can do in 1 month." That gave me motivation. I was ready for the next step. Part 3. Talking to real people. After 1 week, I felt stronger. I could say basic things. I knew more words. I watched simple videos. But now, I wanted more. I wanted to speak with real people. At first, I was scared. What if I made mistakes? What if they didn't understand me? But then I remembered something important. Mistakes are part of learning. So, I went online and searched for ways to speak with people. I found a website called Hello Talk. It's an app where people from different countries talk to each other. I made a profile and wrote, "Hi, I'm Leo from Germany. I'm learning English. Let's talk." After 1 hour, I got my first message. A girl from Brazil said, "Hi Leo, I want to learn German. We can help each other." I was excited. We started chatting. First with simple texts. Me, "Hi, how are you?" Her, "I'm fine." "And you?" Me, "I'm good. I'm learning English." Her, "That's great. I'm learning German." It was slow and easy. I used the words I learned last week. When I didn't know a word, I searched it on Google Translate. We talked about food, music, weather, and our countries. The next day, we sent voice messages. That was new for me. I said, "Hello, my name is Leo. I like music. I play the guitar. What about you?" She replied with her voice. It was a little fast for me, but I understood some words. I played her message again and again until I understood more. I felt nervous, but also excited. I was really speaking English now. After that, I joined a Facebook group for English learners. Many people were like me. They wanted to practice. Some were beginners. Some were better. Everyone was friendly. In that group, I met a man from India. His name was Raj. We started a small English challenge. Every day, we had to write 5 new sentences and send them to each other. Day by day, my writing got better. Raj helped me correct some sentences. I helped him with pronunciation. We became online friends. He also sent me funny English memes and short videos. They helped me learn and laugh at the same time. Then came the big step, my first video call in English. It was scary. My hands were shaking. I was afraid I would forget every word. But I told myself, just try, just speak. No problem if it's not perfect. We used Zoom. I smiled and said, "Hi, Raj. Nice to meet you." He smiled and said, "Hello, Leo. Nice to see you." We talked slowly. I used short sentences. I made many mistakes, but Raj understood me. We talked for 10 minutes. After the call, I felt proud. I wrote in my notebook, "Today, I had my first real English conversation." That week changed everything. Now, English was not just words in a book. It was real. It was communication. I was learning to speak, not just study. I also started listening to English podcasts. I searched for English listening for beginners. I listened for 10 minutes every morning during breakfast. Some podcasts were like small stories. I listened and tried to repeat the sentences. I also wrote a small diary in English. Every night, I wrote 3 or 4 sentences about my day. Today, I learned 10 new words. I talked to Raj. I listened to a podcast about food. I am happy. Writing helped me remember words. Speaking helped me feel confident. Listening helped me understand real English. That was the end of week 2. I looked in the mirror and said, "Leo, now you are not a beginner anymore. You are becoming a real English speaker." Part 4: Reading, Shadowing, and Speaking Faster. After 2 weeks, I could feel the change. I was no longer afraid of English. I could speak to real people. I could understand basic sentences. Now, I wanted to go faster. I asked myself, what do good English speakers do? The answer was simple. They read, listen, and speak a lot. Every day. So I made a new plan for week 3. Start reading simple English books. Try a new method called shadowing. Speak more and speak faster. Reading simple English books. I went online and searched English books for beginners. I found something called graded readers. These are short books with easy English. I downloaded one. It was called The Missing Necklace. Only 500 words. But it was perfect for me. Every day, I read one short story. I read slowly. I used a dictionary if I didn't understand a word. But I didn't stop too much. I just enjoyed the story. Reading helped me in many ways. I learned new words and context. I saw how real English sentences are written. I improved my grammar without studying grammar. After finishing one story, I felt like I finished a movie. It was fun. Then I started writing one sentence every day about what I read. For example, a girl lost her necklace. Her brother helped her find it. It was in her bag. It helped me remember the story and practice writing. Trying the shadowing method. One day, I watched a video called How to Speak English Fluently. The teacher said, use the shadowing method. What is shadowing? It's simple. You listen to someone speak English. Then, you repeat the same words at the same time. Like an echo. Like a shadow. I thought, okay, let me try. I played a video of a native speaker. He said, "Good morning." It's a beautiful day today. I played it again and said with him, Good morning. It's a beautiful day today. Again and again, 10 times. At first, it was hard. I was slow. But after 5 minutes, I felt better. My mouth moved faster. My pronunciation improved. My brain started thinking in English. I used short videos from YouTube for shadowing. I did it for 10 minutes every day, and it worked. It really helped me speak faster and more clearly. Speaking more and faster. Now I wanted to talk more. So I did two things. One, I recorded myself every morning. Two, I joined online speaking rooms on an app called Speaky. Every morning, I recorded myself speaking for 2 minutes. I talked about anything. Today is Monday. I feel good. I want to read a new story. I will talk to my friend Raj later. I didn't stop. I didn't worry about mistakes. Just speak, speak, speak. Then in the evening, I joined voice chat rooms. People from many countries were there. Some were beginners. Some were fluent. We talked about food, movies, travel, everything. Sometimes I made mistakes. Sometimes I forgot words. But I never gave up. Every time I spoke, I felt stronger. One day, a man from Egypt said, Leo, your English is getting better. That one sentence made me smile for hours. By the end of week 3, I read 5 short English books. I learned over 150 new words. I did shadowing every day. I spoke with more than 10 people online. I felt more fluent, more confident. Now, English was part of my life, not just a subject. I used it in the morning, afternoon, and evening. I looked in the mirror and said, Leo, you are no longer a student. You are a speaker now. Part 5, Job Interview and Movies Without Subtitles. By the start of my 4th week, I felt different. I was not just learning English. I was using English. I could speak without fear. I could understand more and more. And then, something amazing happened. My phone rang. It was my friend David. He said, Leo, there's a job in a travel company. They want someone who can speak English. Are you interested? I said yes. Of course. But then I was nervous. A job interview in English? Could I really do it? Preparing for my first interview in English. The interview was after 7 days. So, I made a plan. I searched on YouTube, English job interview questions and answers. I watched many videos. I wrote down the common questions. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I practiced every answer again and again. For example, tell me about yourself. I'm Leo. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Germany. I studied tourism. I love talking to people. I enjoy learning languages. I have been learning English for 1 month. I am a fast learner. I said my answers in front of a mirror. I recorded myself. I shadowed native speakers saying the same answers. I asked Raj, my Indian friend, to listen and correct me. He said, Leo, this is impressive. You sound confident. That gave me power. Watching movies without subtitles. At night, I wanted to relax. I usually watch cartoons or YouTube videos with subtitles. But now, I wanted to try something new. I asked myself, can I watch a real movie in English without subtitles? I picked a simple movie, Forrest Gump. I knew the story. It was slow. The main character spoke clearly. I sat down with a notebook and pressed play. At first, it was hard. I didn't understand every word, but I understood the meaning. I didn't pause. I didn't stop. I just listened and enjoyed. After 20 minutes, I was smiling. I was not just studying English, I was living English. I also watched another movie later that week, The Pursuit of Happiness. It was a little harder, but I understood many scenes. I wrote down new words. I copied cool sentences. That week, I watched 3 movies. No subtitles. I was so proud. The day of the interview. Finally, the day came. I wore my best shirt. I looked in the mirror and said, "You can do this. You are ready." The interview was on Zoom. The manager smiled and said, "Hi, Leo. Nice to meet you." I said, "Nice to meet you too." She asked me all the questions I practiced. I answered slowly, clearly, with a smile. I told her about my learning journey, about my passion, about how I practiced every day. She listened. She nodded. At the end, she said, "Your English is good. I can see your hard work." After the call, I felt free. I did it. I really did it. 2 days later, I got an email. "Congratulations, Leo. You got the job." That night, I sat on my bed, thinking, just 1 month ago, I couldn't say a full sentence. Now, I could speak, read, watch movies, do an interview. English changed my life. But I didn't stop there. I said to myself, "Leo, this is just the beginning." Part 6. My first trip using English. One day, my manager called me. She said, "Leo, there's a travel event in Spain next month. We want you to go. Can you do it?" I was so excited. I had never been outside Germany. This was a big chance. And the best part? I had to use English the whole time. This was my real test. At the airport, when I arrived at the airport, I took a deep breath. I walked to the check-in desk and said, "Hello, I have a flight to Madrid. Here is my passport." The woman smiled and gave me my boarding pass. Then I went through security. The officer asked, "Do you have a laptop?" I said, "Yes, here it is." Everything was fine. I felt happy. I understood people. I answered with confidence. While waiting at the gate, I talked to a man from Italy. He said, "Is this your first time in Spain?" I said, "Yes." "I'm very excited." We spoke for 10 minutes. I didn't worry about mistakes. I just enjoyed the conversation. At the hotel, when I reached the hotel in Madrid, I walked to the reception and said, "Hi, I have a reservation. My name is Leo." The man at the desk said, "Yes, Mr. Leo. Welcome. Your room is ready." He gave me the key and told me the Wi-Fi password. I understood everything. But later, I had a small problem. The shower in my room didn't work. I called the reception and said, "Hi, the shower is not working in my room. Can someone fix it, please?" They sent a worker, and the problem was solved. That moment made me proud. I used English to solve a real problem. At the restaurant, in the evening, I was hungry. I went to a small restaurant near the hotel. The waiter gave me a menu. It was in English and Spanish. I looked at the menu and said, "Can I have grilled chicken and some rice, please?" The waiter smiled and said, "Of course." Later he asked, "Would you like some dessert?" I replied, "Yes, something sweet." "What do you recommend?" He brought me a slice of cake. It was delicious. I said, "Thank you. That was great." Meeting new people. At the event, I met people from many countries. Some were from Brazil, some from Egypt, some from South Korea. We all spoke English. One man said, "Your English is very clear." Did you study in school? I laughed and said, No, I started learning 3 months ago. He looked surprised. Wow, that's amazing. We talked about food, music, culture, and jobs. I learned new words from them. I also taught them a few German words. We laughed, shared stories, and took photos together. That night, I sat in my hotel room and thought, this is why I learned English. To connect with people, to understand the world. Going home, when I flew back to Germany, I felt like a new person. I wasn't just someone learning English. I was someone living in English. I used it at the airport, hotel, restaurant, and with real people from around the world. I wrote in my diary, English is not just a language. It's a bridge, a key, a superpower. Part 7. My secrets to learning fast and staying motivated. After my trip to Spain, something changed inside me. I was no longer learning English just for work. Now, I was learning it because I loved it. It gave me freedom. It gave me new friends. It gave me confidence. People started asking me, Leo, how did you learn English so fast? What's your secret? So today, I want to share my secrets with you. 1. Make English part of your daily life. I didn't study for 5 hours a day. I didn't memorize long word lists. Instead, I made English part of my life. In the morning, I watched short videos in English. At lunch, I read simple English stories. In the evening, I talked with people online. English was everywhere, in my phone, in my room, in my head. 2. Use what you love. I didn't force myself to learn things I didn't enjoy. I love stories, so I read English stories. I love music, so I listened to English songs. I love meeting people, so I used apps to talk with English speakers. When learning is fun, you don't give up. 3. Speak from day one. Yes, I made many mistakes. Yes, sometimes I forgot words. But I spoke anyway. Speaking helped me remember words better. It made my brain faster. It gave me real confidence. Even if you only know 50 words, use them. Say something. Every day. 4. Shadowing changed my speaking. Shadowing means repeating what you hear in real time. I listened to English speakers and copied them. Their words, their tone, their rhythm. It felt strange at first, but after 2 weeks, my speaking got faster and smoother. It's one of the best tools I ever used. 5. Celebrate your small wins. When I understood my first video, I celebrated. When I spoke to someone for 2 minutes, I smiled. When I finished a small book, I felt proud. These small wins gave me energy to keep going. Don't wait until you're fluent to feel happy. Celebrate every little step. 6. Make mistakes, lots of them. The more mistakes I made, the more I learned. At first, I was shy. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. But then I learned. Mistakes are not bad. They are part of the process. Every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. Mistakes are your teachers. 7. Believe in yourself. The most powerful tool I had was not a book or an app. It was belief. I told myself every day, I can do this. I'm improving. I am a speaker now. This simple mindset changed everything. Final thoughts. If I can learn English in 3 months, so can you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need expensive courses. You just need time, passion, and practice. Start small. Use real English every day. Talk, read, listen, enjoy, and most important, never give up. This is my story. I hope it helps you write yours. Good luck, my friend. You've got this. If you want to improve your English, subscribe me. This channel helps you to improve your English by stories and teaching great tips for you. And please don't forget to like and comment.